All right, let's talk about something here. We have some new stuff to talk about. We have the brand new Nintendo Switch 2 details, and we also have a big discussion I want to bring up and definitely hear your opinion in the comments for digital versus physical releases and pricing. And there just seems to be a bit of a everyone has their own opinion on this, and I've kind of I've got a different opinion, so therefore I want to create this video and talk about it. So we're going to be talking about different things like the Nintendo Switch 2 pricing, the consoles coming out in today's day and age, games, collector's editions, and then going into the recent changes that I've noticed is the digital deluxe versions of games and early access to those games. We have a lot to cover here, so I hope you stick around with me. And of course, if you do enjoy it, consider hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. But for now, let's just get right into the Nintendo Switch 2, which I already have something right here ready to go. So as we're looking at it, obviously this is our local Australian JB Hi-Fi. It is basically a game store and appliance store, but we have a Nintendo Switch 2. The pricing for Australia is $6.99 for the standard console or $7.69 for the one with the Mario Kart World bundle. By the way, in my humble opinion, I think the Switch 2 looks pretty damn awesome. Maybe the console isn't really worth the upgrade if you already have a Nintendo Switch. However, the Switch 2 games coming out are freaking incredible, man. Mario Kart World, I'll probably chuck some gameplay over here, but Mario Kart World and oh my god, Donkey Kong Bonanza, I don't hope I said that right, but oh my god. This Donkey Kong game, I don't think I've been this excited for a game since like Elden Ring DLC. I don't even know. Weird comparison, but Donkey Kong Bonanza looks actually awesome, and it might be the sole reason of why I'm buying a Nintendo Switch 2. So I currently have the pre-order for the Mario Kart World bundle, because in my head I'm like, I'm buying Mario Kart World. I don't care what anyone has to say. And I still own Mario Kart 8. That bundle is definitely worth it for me. I will be buying that. I mean, price-wise, when you're looking at it, it's not, I mean, it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's pretty good. But one of the biggest issues I've seen is that the console prices. Yes, $6.99 for the standard console, no added extras. You just get the console itself. $7.69 with Mario Kart World. And I have to say, I think this is quite reasonable. I don't fully understand the argument. All I see is this is matching current prices. I do also have Get out of here. I do also have the PlayStation 5. This is current pricing, obviously. So 604, that is with Astrobot. We have the Slim console, 724. What is that? Colbert Stars, Fortnite kind of edition, 679. And of course, the Slim console with Fortnite, that's 799. Of course, if you want to go crazy, we have the Pro, which in my humble opinion, the Pro is not worth its price tag. $1,200. If we're talking about disgusting prices, that's a disgusting price. But, I mean, 604, I think when I bought my console, it was about the 690, 700. It may have been over $700 to buy the PlayStation 5 on release. Am I the only one that looks at these two prices and goes, what are we comparing here? What are we comparing? I just think Nintendo is going to the current standard of console prices. If we're going further than that, let's talk about the games. So we have Mario Kart World at $114, and what we got Donkey Kong at $104, Zelda Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I mean, $104 for a game that it's technically a re-release. That's a bit of a stretch. I'll have to agree with you there. Same with Mario Party Jamboree. It's $104 for a re-release. That's kind of pushing it. But $104 to $115 is about right for games nowadays. I mean, Nintendo Switch games have always been like the $70 range, and don't get me wrong, it's a price increase. No one's happy about that. It's a price increase. No one likes that. But when we go back to the PS5 range, I mean, obviously Split Fiction only being $65. I mean, Hazelight Studios knows their audience. They do well by them. But Assassin's Creed Shadows $100. WWE 2K25 $109. Don't know why you're buying WWE anyway, but $99, $99, $100, $120 for Monster Hunter Wild Steelbook Edition. Now, JB Hi-Fi have very reasonable prices. If we want to go expensive, you can go to EB Games. EB Games are always about $20 more expensive. So I remember when Spider-Man 2 came out, that was $129. Like, once again, Nintendo is just going to today's standards of pricing. No one likes the fact it's a price increase, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Like, these things cost this much now. I mean, I'm sure the profit margin is there, but that's just how much things cost now. I don't personally see the Nintendo Switch 2 being $699 or $769 that big of a deal. I just don't. I think it's relevant. I think it's good pricing. I think the console, especially if you've owned a Nintendo Switch, and especially when a game comes out, it hits its value. Its portability is fantastic. I have heard the Nintendo Switch 2 battery life is not going to be great. That sucks. But completely, in my personal opinion, the pricing is valid. The pricing's valid. You know what I don't think is valid? I don't know. I've heard this is a common thing. Correct me in the comments if you don't think so, but I've now heard that the Mario Kart Worlds, for example, any Nintendo Switch 2 game that comes out is only going to be a key code on the game. So the game itself is technically not on the chip. It's actually a key code that you then download the game from the Nintendo Switch store, similar to Steam. So really kind of nullifies the idea of physical games, doesn't it? On top of that, I don't have a link currently available, but the Nintendo Switch 2 digital games are roughly $10 cheaper than buying physical. This is going into the conversation of the digital world, the digital age of games is becoming more and more solidified. And I as someone that might be called old, I hate that, man. I love my physical copies of games, especially collector's editions. I love collector's editions that have statues and physical memorabilia that you can't get otherwise apart from that collector's edition. Something I wanted to bring up in that conversation is the Death Stranding 2 collector's edition. Now, personally, I think this edition's pretty damn sick. The statue looks sick. You get some art cards. A nice letter from Hideo Kojima himself is awesome. All this digital in-game stuff, I don't give two shits. I do not care about any of this. I don't know why. Any edition that comes with digital stuff, I don't even collect it. I don't even use it, so I don't care. But the one thing that does piss me off, and I've seen it's pissed off a lot of people, is full game digital download. A digital download of the game. You couldn't even put the physical damn game in the collector's edition, and it's still 370 Australian dollars? What? Like, that's insane, is it not? I've seen people complain how there's no steelbook. I get that as well from a collecting standpoint. That is a big reason why people collect things, is for those kinds of products. But not even the physical game is included in the... What? That's insane to me. This statue might be cool. It is not $370 cool. If you're already paying to get these to the storefronts and to people's hands, you might as well just put the physical damn game in there. What the hell is this? So anyway, this is just something that I personally have a big gripe about, is things going digital. On top of that, we have a game that came out recently, South of Midnight. I am very excited to play South of Midnight. I tried to get a game code. I tried to get early access to this thing. Because the way South of Midnight works is, if anyone doesn't know, you play on day one on Game Pass. On Game Pass, this thing is free on day one. However, you could have purchased it on April 4th, that is 4 to 5 days early access for $100. This is a game that is free on Xbox Game Pass, but then they want $99 just to be able to get the early access of the game. Now, once again, this probably wouldn't normally bug me. You're getting the game for free, just wait the 5 days. It doesn't matter too much. But the thing that's changed recently is, if there was some form of early access for a game, you can still do that physically. Nothing is stopping you. I do remember going and collecting games, especially deluxe editions, that were physical copies, and you got to play the game 4 or 5 days early. Normally it's 3 days, I think. But you got to play it early. There's no reason why they can't do that, especially going into the first Berserker. That had it as well. 3-day early access. Atomfall, 3-day early access, but not physically. everything is going to the early access being for digital only. And you know what that does? That hurts the consumer so much. Recently, EB Games have just done their retro trade-in. And the thing that's cool about this retro trade-in, and the thing that means so much for having physical games, is the game will always mean something. It has physical value in the world. But in digital versions of the game, they don't care. Nothing matters. It doesn't matter. It gets deleted, it's gone. It's gone. It's just a few gigabytes and that's it. But a physical game will always have a value. Even if it's only $1 like DJ Hero sells for nowadays, it's still a value. So when people go to EB Games to do their retro trade-in, I went there and I saw a guy trade in his Super Nintendo system and about 10 to 20 cartridges of games. Granted, from what I heard, he got stuff all. He got like $150 for the lot, or $100. But it's still money. It's still something of value you can get. For digital copies of games, they don't mean anything. In this day and age, when they're actually trying to hold on to the classic games because they're slowly disappearing, it means worse and worse the more we get into digital, because these physical games no longer mean anything. I have physical copies of BioShock 1, 2, 3, and the collector's edition, and that means something physically. It has value. But if those were digital, they don't mean anything. I can't sell it to someone. I can't get anything back from it. I am so not a fan of these digital copies coming out, especially this is more of a content creation aspect, so it might not mean a lot to certain people, but the early access is massive when it comes to content creation. I was very lucky enough to play Assassin's Creed Shadows, where luckily I worked with Ubisoft and got to play the game 2 weeks early. That was massive for me and my channel. But for early access for games like South of Midnight, guess what? Main reviewers like IGN, GameRanks, they will post their review on day 1 of that early access. Then for that early access, if you have that, you have 5 days to create content, create reviews, and make whatever you want to make. And then for everyone else that doesn't want to spend the $100 on the digital deluxe version, you wait then. You have to wait till then. Then you have to pass off the gameplay time to play, enjoy, and experience the game. On top of that, to then make content. This is a first world problem. Don't get me wrong. This is a content creation problem. It's not a big deal for the average consumer, but the early access means so much in that kind of value. So the fact that that is now locked behind digital versions when all I want is a physical copy of my games, it sucks. I hate the way the game industry is going to digital only. It does suck so bad, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, but I understand that's the way the world is moving. All I can hope is I can work with more game developers, more publishers, and hopefully get these early accesses. That would be fantastic for me, my channel, and then for you guys and getting content out for you. But it's not great. It's not great. I'm not a fan, and I don't like it. I don't like it. But going back to Nintendo Switch 2, I think it's worth its value. I think it's good. I think the games are a bit pricey, but they're only going to today's standards. Digital versus physical. Physical will always win, without a doubt, but it's the way the world's moving, and it just sucks. It just sucks. But more importantly, what do you guys think? What do you think about the physical, digital Nintendo Switch 2? Is it worth its value? The game prices, what do you think about that? I'll be in the comment section, so of course, let me know down below, and I'll check you out there. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, because it means a lot to me, and it means the world. So once again, thank you. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. See you, bye.